My book, Triangle X Squared Circle, the wrestling video game compendium, is live on Kickstarter right now, and breaking news, we've hit the funding goal. So this book does officially exist, this book is officially being published, and there are still stretch goals, so if you haven't grabbed your copy yet and you want one, feel free to do so. Thank you so much to everyone who has grabbed a copy. Seriously, this thing only exists because of you. Now let's get to Mortal Kombat.
And now for our feature presentation.
Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest mode is the one you always hear about. To this day, fans are saying, give us a Conquest mode in the next game. Make it like Deception. We want Deception Conquest mode back. Give it to us. I was there. I played it. At the time, I thought it was amazing. A borderline open world adventure set in the Mortal Kombat universe? You're telling me I can run around Earthrealm, the Netherrealm, the Chaos Realm, all of them, and talk to different people and take on side quests and get into fights? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I was there. I played it. At the time, I thought it was amazing. Here's the problem. I played it again just a couple years ago, right here on the channel, as a matter of fact, and it's not amazing. It's actually not nearly as good as you remember. But rather than spend today's video going into exactly what is wrong with the Deception Conquest mode, I'd rather talk about the real King of Conquest. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I know, you think I've lost it. You think I'm out of my mind. Maybe you're even hurling insults in my direction. That's fine, you can do whatever you want, but you're also gonna hear me out, because I'm telling you, Armageddon's Conquest is the best iteration of the mode to date. And today, I'll tell you exactly why that is. Every video here on 616 Entertainment is made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you enjoyed the show here today, consider signing up. You'll get early access, exclusive videos and podcasts, and more. Pro Wrestling Tees has the merch. As always, thank you for watching. Now let me just clarify, I am not saying Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest mode totally sucks. I think it has some big problems, and there are some very simple adjustments that could have been made to vastly improve the experience, but we'll talk about Deception another time. If you guys like this Conquest focused episode, I would love to do one revisiting Deception's Conquest in full. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see down in the comments. With that small bit of clarification out of the way, let's turn our attention to today's real topic of conversation, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Now, truth be told, I have struggled with not turning this video into a full overview and retrospective of Armageddon itself. I'm trying very hard to stay focused on the Conquest mode. We can look at the entire game another time. But the quick rundown is this. In October of 2006, Armageddon descended upon the realms on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Yes, despite the Xbox 360 being nearly a year into its run, and the PlayStation 3 being just 1 month away from release, developer Midway decided to focus their efforts on one more game for the current generation of consoles. Why? Most likely because of the gargantuan install base of the 6th generation consoles, led by the PS2. Put yourself in Midway's shoes. You are about to release a product. Would you rather have a pool of over 175 million potential customers? Or would you rather have a pool of just a couple million? Yeah, see? It makes sense. It's a logical choice. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, for all intents and purposes, was basically Mortal Kombat Trilogy 2.
There have been many powerful warriors throughout the millennia. But ages of mortal combat have begun to tear the fabric of the realms. The critical point has finally been reached. foreseen that combatants would one day grow too powerful and too numerous. If left unchecked, their intensifying combat would weaken and shatter the realms and bring about the apocalypse.
This was taking the entirety of the arcade era and the entirety of the 3D era and jamming it all together into a WrestleMania sort of situation. Or maybe it's more of a Royal Rumble deal, seeing as though literally every fighter to ever exist is present and only one can be the true winner. The winner of what? The Battle of Armageddon. If you're wondering what the hell the Battle of Armageddon is, that's perfect, because that very question allows us to transition into Conquest mode. See, long ago, a power couple, two people by the names of Argus and Delia, constructed a plan. Well, less of a plan and more of a solution. Delia, able to peer into the future, was aware that one day all of this Mortal Kombat bullshit was gonna get out of hand. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Onaga, Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, Mileena, Kitana, Jade. It was all eventually going to reach its limit. There was going to be a war so big and so cataclysmic, the realms as we knew them would be on the brink of total annihilation.
Too bad you will die.
Not that annihilation. Argus, being an elder god, concocted a way to avoid the collapse of life as we know it. A competition. A competition that would result in one of two outcomes. Either every single fighter in the world would be obliterated, therefore sparing the realms and the lives of the innocent, or every single fighter in the world would be stripped of their powers entirely. This final war would take place on the Pyramid of Argus, and the only two parties aware of this competition would be Taven and Dagon, the sons of Delia and Argus. When the Battle of Armageddon was to commence, the ancient dragons Orin and Karo would awaken the sons, who had been locked away for some time. They were locked away for two reasons. Number one being that the timing would be perfect. You know, it would suck if one of them died in a car accident before the Battle of Armageddon even commenced, right? And number two, it's just convenient for the plot. This is Mortal Kombat 7, right? We have over 15 years of lore for this world, and never once have we ever heard of these two saviors of the universe. And why not? Because they were locked away. How convenient. That's one way to do it, I guess. In some ways, this is the exact problem that the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie suffers from. Bypassing any and all existing and established characters in order to focus on Cole Young, an MMA fighter. Oi. Armageddon's use of this mechanic isn't as bad as that. They're just, they're similar. And Deception actually did the exact same thing with Shujinko, too, so Mortal Kombat is really no stranger to this sort of thing. So the age of Armageddon approaches, meaning Delia's vision of the future was correct. Taven awakens, and we can immediately tell something is wrong. The brother, Dagon, is nowhere to be found. When Taven reaches his father's temple and expects to find the sword left behind for his quest, it's already gone. Clearly, there is fuckery afoot. And that fuckery is this. It seems Dagon was awoken way earlier than he should have been. More on this later. Right now we gotta deal with these Black Dragon assholes who keep getting in our way. Cobra, get out of here. No one likes you anyway. Cabal is kinda sick, but listen dude, you're not the star of the show here. Taven is. See you later. And let's pause for a second from story stuff to look at our gameplay here. We are controlling Taven in a third-person action-adventure game with some beat-em-up, brawler-style combat. Walking into a room full of enemies and it's our job to kill all of them, sometimes in very specific ways, like uppercutting them into an overhead fan or sticking them onto spiked walls, things of this nature, this is common. I like throwing enemies off cliffs. I don't know why. I just do. And we're not just throwing the same square, square, square combo the entire time. We're unlocking new special abilities as we go. Fireballs we can blast out of our hands are perfect for clearing out several enemies at once. Seriously, getting a group of jabronis to follow you in a single file line only to toast them all one after the other with a single fireball? That feels good. We gain the ability to smash the ground and send people flying. We can stop time and lock enemies in the exact place we need them to be. There's all sorts of shit we can do here. Growing over time, expanding Taven's moveset, and not being the same guy for the full duration of the journey. It's rewarding. It's not static. We're not just changing our outfit every couple hours, but remaining the exact same empty shell of a protagonist. And I mean, that's not to say that Taven is some deep, fleshed out, well-thought character. He's also pretty empty. He's a blank slate. But the gameplay is changing, and I'll take it. It's something. Help me out here, alright? Hallways loaded with crushers are the worst enemy of impatient players. Same goes for the swinging, twisting blades on these tracks. Yes, traps are abundant, as are chests. Some of these deals are wide out in the open, calling to us from afar, and they can be filled with anything from alternate costumes to coins to be spent in the crypt. Not all are visible to the naked eye though, as certain chests don't appear until you're right next to them. Why? Because Mortal Kombat is tricky like this. It always has been. Even crazier are the chests that don't exist until we complete a puzzle that is never actually presented to us. It's just something we're expected to notice and solve. Like right here, inside the Lin Kuei Temple. Your curiosity might get the best of you and you wind up smashing all these frozen coffins, right? You can't help it. This destructive behavior is rewarded with a chest. Or how about this situation? That bat in the sky over there, I was like, why is there only one bat? So I shot it and... Legend of Zelda fans might be thinking, this is kind of like the Korok seed setup from the newer games, where many of the triggers are hidden under behaviors that your brain can't help but engage with. And yeah, I would say you're right. They are very similar. It's the same sort of idea. For me, this is where the Armageddon Conquest mode pulls ahead of Deception and never gives up the lead. Yes, it was cool to walk around and talk to people in Deception and pick up little side quests, but if you really look at it and really think about it, outside of that walking and talking, there wasn't really anything to do in Deception. Excuse the older footage of my Deception Conquest playthrough. I don't know why I felt compelled to stretch it to widescreen. Yes, I regret it now. Look, give me a break. When I do a video on Deception's Conquest mode, I'll have to replay and re-record the whole thing, just like I did here for Armageddon. Don't worry about it. Look, yes, it's cool to run around these areas and talk to people, but that's literally all there is to do. There are no obstacles in your way. There are no puzzles to solve. What happens when we get into a fight in Deception? Despite playing as Shujinko, a character constantly learning the tactics and techniques of new combatants to add to his repertoire, despite Shujinko being a playable character in the game, we never fight as Shujinko. Okay, we fight as him literally 2 times, but guys, we're getting into it with people all the time in this game, and we just wind up playing as whoever we just had to suffer through the training of. I don't want to play as Nightwolf right now, because what the fuck does Nightwolf have to do with Shujinko's journey to gather the Kamidogu? I don't want to play as Sindel right now, because what the fuck does Sindel have to do with Shujinko's journey to gather the goddamn Kamidogu? Get out of my face. Armageddon stars Taven. We are traversing as Taven, battling trash mobs as Taven, solving puzzles as Taven, and getting into one-on-one combat as Taven. This is what the story is. The star of the show should be starring in the show. Imagine if we built The Rock versus Austin at WrestleMania 17.
Think you're special, you do.
And then the match is Rock versus Baker Mayfield, because he just showed Austin how to throw the ball correctly, so Austin transforms into him. I hate this shit. I think it's a puzzling decision to introduce a protagonist but never really give us the chance to step into his shoes in combat. The fucking game is called Mortal Kombat. I want to fight. And to not let me fight as the guy you have forced me to play as. I'll never understand this. And I'm not even going to mention that the whole reveal and deception that Shujinko was tricked by Onaga, the Dragon King. And now it's Shujinko's job to fix his mistakes. We never fix the mistake. Deception's Conquest mode ends without Shujinko ever fighting Onaga. He literally turns tail and runs away from Onaga like a little bitch and just says, "Oops, so I guess I fucked up." What are you talking about? That's it? Yeah, that's it. Shujinko closes by saying,
I have been a pawn in Onaga's scheme to rule all. If I am to redeem myself, I must continue to learn all that I can and prepare for this final battle against the Dragon King. My journey is far from over.
except that the journey is over, and that is the end of Deception's Conquest mode. It's terrible. You see what I mean, right? For its time, Deception's Conquest mode was very cool. This was something we had never done before, but there is far too much training and tutorial content. It bogs us down and it slows things to a halt. And I will never get over the idea of taking our main character and substituting him out for whoever we most recently spoke to. I still can't stand that. These people have nothing to do with our journey. And speaking of journeys, I'm going to get back on track here. Let's talk about Taven's journey through Mortal Kombat Armageddon. After thrashing the Black Dragon, Taven gets got by Sector and the Takunin. What we learn here is that clearly the other fighters, while not fully in the know that the world is on the verge of collapse, they know something is wrong. That's why Sector is torturing Taven. He's trying to figure out what he knows.
What are you?
I will ask the questions. I need to know what you learned from the altar in the temple. What message did you receive? Answer me!
You are going to regret having toyed with the
Increase
son
power.
of Argus.
What information did you acquire from the altar?
And listen to the code that Sector orders.
Headmaster Sector, the ship is being attacked. Incoming fighters. Special forces.
Takunin warship, this is Sonya Blade. You are in violation of the Earthrealm Accord. Surrender immediately or risk annihilation.
Remain at your posts. Initiate code K0NN1H5. Affirmative.
I love it. We tune up Sector, we escape the airship before it explodes, and after catching up with Orin, we're sent out to Delia's temple, only to find that it was taken over years ago by the Lin Kuei of all people. Seeing a big ice spike like that immediately made me want to impale someone on it. Oh yeah, that's fucking awesome. Sonya catches up with us, knowing that we had something to do with that Takunin ship, and words can't cut through the issue, so we gotta take care of business. Rain wants some too? Hey man, he can get these hands. What's really cool about this, even though they don't make note of it here, is that Rain is actually Taven and Dagon's half-brother. So you can imagine that's why he's so annoyed about this whole situation. Like, why wasn't I the chosen one? Why was I left out of the competition of the brothers? It's good shit, man. You gotta cut a layer deeper, but it's good shit. Once inside the temple, we come face to face with Sub-Zero, who, after a slight skirmish, has more common sense than the world's greatest detective in Batman v Superman, as instead of instantly jumping to murder, he sees the literal writing on the wall and explains his side of the story. Taven collects the gift left behind by his mother for the quest, an ornate set of armor that charges him up, making him more powerful than damn near anyone else in the whole world. It's plot armor. You've heard that term before, right? This is literally plot armor. Again, we did this exact same thing in the 2021 movie. Anyway, when the Brotherhood of Shadow infiltrate the temple, we team up with Sub-Zero to turn them away. That's when Smoke and Noob Saibot show up, and we gotta do what we gotta do, but this is where we get the first real canon interaction between the Sub-Zero brothers. Remember, Noob Saibot's real identity, that being Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero, was only revealed in the prior game. Here in Armageddon, these two facing off for the first time, and the situation ends with Kuai Liang saying he now has the chance to save his brother's corrupted soul. We could have really had something here. Imagine Bi-Han is saved and we get a tag team of these two or something. Ugh. It never happened for reasons we'll touch on later. We're now in pursuit of the Red Dragon Clan to find out what the hell it is that they keep chasing us for, and we flex this newfound armor's power by beating the God of Wind, Fujin, in one-on-one competition. I'm starting to have a problem with this, and again, it's a problem I will touch on later. The main takeaway from this portion of the story is that the Red Dragon Clan, which, if you didn't know, were the original group that the Black Dragon eventually sprung off from, they're capturing people and turning them into literal goddamn red dragon, lizard, human, hybrid monster things. In here is where we bump into our brother, Dagon, for the first time. And we learn that Dagon is the founder of the Red Dragon. Holy shit. That rules.
I formed the Red Dragon Clan many ages ago.
There must be some misunderstanding. Your soldiers have been hunting me.
There is no misunderstanding. For years, my clan has infiltrated every corner of Earthrealm searching for you. Scouting parties were placed in locations where you were likely to appear. At our parents' temples, for instance. I see you found your armor. I wear mine always.
Why would you send your clan after me?
Isn't it obvious? I intend to kill you.
What?
The prize will be mine, Taven. I will not risk losing it to you.
Grandmaster, please excuse the intrusion.
Speak, Mavado.
Blaze has been found.
Excellent. I must make preparations. See that my brother never leaves this stronghold alive.
What's very funny about Dagon's admission that he's had his group searching for Taven for years is that this is very similar to Zod telling Superman in Man of Steel that they have been hunting him. And Dagon kinda looks like Michael Shannon. Anyway, I'm sorry. Back to business. So there we have it. Dagon's the heel. Unbelievable. He fell in with the wrong crowd. More on that later. In classic Dr. Evil fashion, despite putting in all of this work to find Taven, Dagon doesn't just kill him himself. He instead leaves and is totally sure that Mavado of all people will be able to handle Taven. Oh boy.
Taven wins.
Hard cut to this fantastic Quan Chi moment.
I have done as you commanded.
Then give me what you have found.
I couldn't risk detection. I didn't carry the records with me. They're all up here. What?
Kill him!
Not only is this amazing, but it leads us to a 3-on-1 handicap match against the Mythologies trio of babes. Yes, here they are, all three of them, together again. This boss fight is a pain in the asshole because Kia can heal Serena and Yataka. So you have to focus on Kia first and foremost. After that is when we meet Karo, the other dragon of the family. Karo has been tortured for years, used as a pawn for Dagon's Red Dragon Clan, sapping his strength for their evil doing. We find out Karo accidentally awakened Dagon early, and Dagon, not pleased that his life was altered for some crazy plan his parents cooked up, he killed them. How was Dagon able to kill an elder god and powerful sorceress? We'll find out. Rather than aid Taven in his quest, Karo stays behind in order to undo the damage that he accidentally caused, giving his life to wipe out the entirety of the Red Dragon's operation. Rest in peace, Karo, a true legend. From there, Taven chases Dagon into the Netherrealm, and let me just say, this might be the coolest part of the game. I love jumping off these cliffs, descending further and further down into the depths of hell. I could have used more moments like this. Down in the Netherrealm, we come across Shinnok, a fallen elder god and the boss of Mortal Kombat 4, and he's sniveling, getting his ass kicked by Li Mei. Really? This is the guy who went to war with Raiden for hundreds of years? This is the guy who pushed the babyfaces to their absolute limits? Here's the thing, too. Taven knew Shinnok before Shinnok turned bad. Taven has no idea that Shinnok has gotten down to such nasty shit. So Taven's helping him like, hey, what's a stand-up guy like you doing down here in the Netherrealm? It is weird, though, to be helping Shinnok. How the mighty have fallen, right? We do everything for Shinnok. He's useless. We clear out the jobber demons. Some of them with a big old hammer, like this is a whack-a-mole game. We fix his broken portal things. We fight the boss demon. Havoc shows up and we beat him down. Shinnok doesn't even have the balls to answer Taven's questions.
Who are these invaders? Why did they attack you?
There is no time to discuss that now. We must make our way to the next chamber before more arrive. Quickly, enter the portal.
Goddamn Shiva and Kintaro show up and we wreck both of them. Shinnok doesn't lift a finger. I felt like the comments against Shinnok on my Mortal Kombat 4 video were really harsh. Some of you really hate him. You called him lame. You said he was a jabroni, and I tried to defend him, but maybe he is a jabroni. Maybe he is lame.
I am honored to be of service to an Elder God.
Former Elder God, but I do appreciate your loyalty and respect. You may rise. Your brother. Yes, he has been to the Netherrealm, but he is not here any longer. I sense that he has gone back to Earthrealm.
What? Earthrealm?
I will send you to him, but you must leave now.
Thank you, Lord Shinnok.
He is strong, quite strong, and a skilled warrior.
I told you he was a problem.
He passed all my tests, destroyed my aberrations with ease. More quickly than you did. Perhaps I am aiding the wrong brother.
Nah, Shinnok's not lame, dude. Shinnok fucking rules. He was working all of us, and I fell for it hook, line, and sinker, which I love.
What? You swore you would help me.
Fool. Your brother has been effectively delayed. His means of teleportation has been eliminated.
Forgive me, Lord Shinnok. I didn't realize. It's just that your aid is vital to my success.
Our success. There is more to this quest than you know. All things have led to this moment.
Shinnok's one of the main puppet masters of this whole game. This is the end of the world, and he is outsmarting everybody. The reason everybody else is engaging in this final war is because they think the winner becomes a god. Now that is a mastermind. Unfortunately, we find out that Quan Chi has fatally wounded Orin, who uses the last of his strength to ship us out one more time. Rest in peace to another legend. Stop killing the dragons, goddammit. I promise I'm going to step on the gas from here on out, but I gotta talk about this really quick. Look at this fight we get into with Melina. The finish saw me knock her into a stage fatality trap, and then this window pops up. Melina escaped. Yeah, sure she did. Unbelievable. This final setting, Shao Kahn's fortress, is full of boss fights. Namely, this enormous Khan Colossus that needs to be taken down by these laser launcher things. I find it hilarious that Shujinko is just trapped in a cell down here, in the dungeon of Khan's fortress, like the jobber he is. Sneaking up on the mega faction of Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, Shao Kahn, and Onaga debating how to handle the coming war is so sick Let's just listen in.
Why should we trust you?
I will not join an alliance of traitors!
Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Onaga, my comrades. We are all treacherous by nature, and betrayal is to be expected. But if we do not stand together, at least initially, it could mean the end of darkness.
I stand with no one. I will claim the prize and with it, destroy you all. Onaga. Emperor Onaga.
Not anymore.
You haven't been listening to what Quan Chi has told us. The forces of light also seek to acquire this power. You cannot defeat them alone. Only if we join forces does one of us have a chance of winning the prize.
But which one of us? If Onaga is the victor, he could use that power to overthrow you.
I'll take that chance.
Notice they were arguing over being the Emperor, not the Khan. I remain forever right about this argument. Thank you very much. Now, Taven beating Raiden, again, is out of control. I'll round out this annoyance in a minute. Add going over Scorpion to the mix and it gets even worse. Crazy boss fight against giant fire-breathing skulls, face-to-face with Dagon, and this is where it's all revealed.
Well done, Taven.
Dagon.
I was hoping Scorpion would kill you and spare me the effort, but it looks as though I will have to finish you myself. Blaze, why did you interfere?
The quest has been corrupted. All did not go exactly as my creator had foreseen it. You are in the wrong location. I will transport you to the rim of the crater where the final battle will take place. The quest will conclude when one of you defeats me there in combat. We must make haste. Many warriors are gathering. If I am defeated by one of them, they will steal the prize and the true purpose of the quest will have failed. Armageddon will be upon you all.
I want nothing to do with this quest. My business is with Dagon.
No choice. We are all bound to the quest. The fate of the realms will be decided today.
Then let's get this over with. I have waited an eternity for this moment.
When this is over, I am going to finish you. How did we... Dagon!
You used to be faster than me. Last time we raced through Father's temple, I believe you won. Seems like only yesterday.
It was yesterday.
I suppose it was. For you. But I was awakened prematurely. Over the millennia, I've grown much faster, much stronger. This time, my victory is assured.
The only thing that is assured is that you will pay for killing Mother and Father.
So you know. Yes, I killed them. I had to. Lord Shinnok warned me that they had decided to assist you.
You killed them over the prize?
With the very weapons Father gave us to use against Blaze. And now I will use them to destroy you. Fight!
So Shinnok, again, the boss that many of you think is a jabroni. He's just a knockoff Shang Tsung. Shinnok is the man with the plan here. He totally ruined the competition of Argus, an elder god, and corrupted Argus's own son into killing him with the weapon destined to save the world. I don't want to hear nothing about Shinnok sucking. You understand? So, Dagon is defeated, and Blaze reappears.
It was not intended that the brothers combat each other. Dagon has fallen. Now you must fulfill your obligation.
Obligation? The quest destroyed my family. Explain to me why I should care.
Your mother, my creator, foresaw the coming Armageddon. That through mortal combat, warriors would unknowingly tap into the very forces that make reality possible. Those warriors are in the crater below, engaged in mortal combat.
All of them? But with that many fighting in one place...
This crater will be the origin of the apocalypse unless something is done to prevent it. The Elder Gods had ordered your father to orchestrate a solution. He decided to kill them all when the time came, but your mother argued to merely strip the combatants of their special abilities. For some were heroes, undeserving of death. In the end, they conceived of a contest between you and your brother. The victor would unleash one of two solutions. Like a coin toss, one side would disarm the warriors. The other would destroy them all.
Which side of the coin am I?
It is unknown even to me. Your armor is the catalyst. The fate of the combatants will be revealed when our battle is done.
So by defeating you, I could be killing them all.
They are unimportant. Whichever outcome, you will be sealing the realms. But you must not let anyone else combat me.
Before the final battle, I do have to pop in really quick here to say that I do have a massive problem with our established characters being deemed irrelevant to this situation. Now, maybe it's just the pro wrestling mindset in me, something that I'm aware does shine through my writing regularly, but I don't think you should ever undercut your icons like this. Ever. Do not do this.
Now face me in Mortal Kombat!
Before the final battle with Blaze, Taven's journey is represented in classic arcade tower fashion, which I think is fucking awesome. Blaze is defeated and the story ends like this.
Though I had nothing left, I was determined to complete the quest. I faced many combatants, fighting my way to the top of the pyramid until at last I alone defeated Blaze in Mortal Kombat. The energy released by his death passed through me, granting me full godhood. The excess power then filtered through my armor and passed into the other combatants. Though this energy was to have one of two effects on them, death or annulment of their powers, a third, unforeseen outcome resulted. The quest did nothing to resolve the instability of the realms. But as protector of Edenia, I vow to stave off Armageddon until a solution can be found.
This whole story and this whole game were built upon two options. Either the world would end or all fighters would die. And what winds up happening is nothing.
The quest did nothing. The quest did nothing. The quest did nothing.
Nothing fucking happens. And I hate this to death. I find this to be completely unacceptable. This is a total non-committal to your own story. If there's one thing I despise, it's a movie that ends in the same place that it began. Alien Covenant comes to mind. We begin traveling through space on our way to the destination. Alien Covenant ends traveling through space on our way to that exact same destination. So not only did we not progress at all, Alien Covenant disappointed at the box office, meaning a follow-up never arrived, and this story will never be finished. Great. Love that. So what happened with Mortal Kombat Armageddon's follow-up? How did this story truly end? Well, the next game, which was the first of the series to hit the 7th generation of consoles, that being the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era, was Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, a game disconnected from ongoing continuity, a game occurring somewhere around Mortal Kombat 2 in the timeline, but seemingly in another universe. Okay, 2011's Mortal Kombat, the 9th entry into the franchise, picked up at the Pyramid of Argus. This was it. This was Armageddon. This is the follow-up. Taven and Blaze are nowhere to be found. Instead, it turns out that it actually came down to Shao Kahn versus Raiden. Yes, Taven's victory was retcon. This whole thing was thrown away, and we have to pretend that it never happened. Here's Mortal Kombat Armageddon's writer, John Vogel, confirming that the plan changed between games. Great. I realize this video is about how this is the best conquest mode, and I've gotten a little negative here, but look, I never said this conquest was perfect. I've got more to complain about, so strap in. This game desperately needed a lock-on feature. There are moments across the entire story where you're just going to be throwing strikes at nobody. There are assholes to the left, assholes to the right, and behind, and somehow we're throwing strikes in the one direction where there's nobody to hit. This sucks. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks released the year prior to Armageddon and did feature a lock-on. So I really think there's no excuse for it to be missing here. At the end where Blaze tells Taven, walk through the archway and we'll throw down, or whatever he said, Taven walks through the archway and then just nothing happens. Blaze appears across the battlefield on top of the pyramid, and Taven now has to go downstairs, wade through the full war of all of the combatants, go upstairs, and then fight Blaze. And Taven specifically is the one who has to beat Blaze. It has to be Taven. So why doesn't Blaze just zap Taven over there? What was that archway? Was that not a portal of some kind? Then why is it fucking blue? I don't know. This is all just a stupid little observation, but I do have one complaint that is legitimate. And it goes like this. Did Taven really have to go over so many of the top Mortal Kombat characters? Really? I understand he's our hero. He's our protagonist here. But it doesn't sit right with me that he beats everybody. It's not like he just beats a couple bad guys, including a few big names. No, his resume here is ridiculous. Let's count them up, in order. Taven, a debuting fighter, battles and beats Cobra, Cabal, Sector, Sonya, Rain, Frost, Sub-Zero, Smoke, Noob Saibot, Fujin, Movado, Reptile, Draman, Li Mei, Havoc, Shiva, Kintaro, Melina, Goro, Reiko, Raiden, Scorpion, Dagon, and Blaze. At 24-0, undefeated, with those names on his resume, I mean, is there any argument that with one appearance, Taven is already one of the most powerful and accomplished fighters in Mortal Kombat history? I guess I can't wait to see what he does next. He never appears again. Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest mode hits us with some really cool lore. The Red Dragon are finally something here in Armageddon. This human-dragon hybrid shit is crazy. The reveal that the group was founded by Dagon is awesome. All the main heels gathering together, and Quan Chi is like, Shao Kahn, you realize that if this goes sideways, Onaga might come after you. And Khan just slams his dick on the table like the true emperor. It's fucking awesome.
If Onaga is the victor, he could use that power to overthrow you.
I'll take that chance.
I have always assumed that Orin and Karo are the dragons that the logo is based on. And I think it's a really cool idea to answer the question of who that dragon was, you know? Shinnok, a once besmirched and underappreciated boss character, reestablishes himself and comes out of this situation arguably looking better than he did even in Mortal Kombat 4. Onaga, who walked through the combined strength of Raiden, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi, not making Shao Kahn quake in his boots. I would argue this puts Shao Kahn back to full-on king of the bad guys status. It makes Shao Kahn versus Onaga feel like the real main event. Like, holy shit, who walks out of that one alive? I want to see that. But we do set up some exciting stuff here to be answered later, only to never pay off those setups. The entire premise and story of this game is to change the world of Mortal Kombat forever. And the end of the game tells us that actually doesn't happen at all. Now, even though they did follow up on this in Mortal Kombat 9, where Shao Kahn's victory was indeed the end of all things before the time jump, Armageddon, in the moment, tells us that there was no real change, and that is really bad.
The quest did nothing.
And to be totally clear, none of the conquest modes, from Deadly Alliance to Deception to Armageddon, hold a candle to Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. In any feasible way, really. So that's off the table. It's not a part of the conversation. But if we ever do get our wish, if Conquest Mode is ever revived, I will cross my fingers that Armageddon is the installment Netherrealm pulls from the hardest. I want this beat-em-up sort of combat. I want death traps to contend with. I want different looking and feeling realms to traverse. I want to transition into one-on-one classic fights when I come across an established star. The skeletal structure is here, guys. Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest mode, in my mind, is the best Conquest mode we've ever seen, and it's because it expands on the parts of this world that desperately needed to be expanded. It takes characters who may have been knocked down a peg or two and puts them back to prime status. I'm all about it. Give me more of this. I mean, obviously I want you to improve it, but yeah, this is the type of Conquest adventure I would like to see again. Any day now, Netherrealm. Any day now. Oh, there it is, Dan Dans. Thank you for watching. I honestly have no idea how this episode is going to land. Are some of you going to call me an idiot immediately? Are you going to hear me out and give me a chance? Or maybe you're going to be like, hey, this guy actually gets it. I should grab a copy of his book on Kickstarter before it's too late. You can get a copy right now, by the way. The link is in the description, and it's the pinned comment. We've already hit funding, so there's no risk. This book is officially happening, and that's all thanks to you. Grab yours today. Thank you for watching Mortal Kombat Monday, Dan Dans. Until next time, I love ya, and I will see you soon.